So her birthday wasn't even that long ago. Happy belated birthday?
Thank you. When's yours?
Oh. She wants to know my birthday as well. I may as well tell her. Tell your birthday. My birthday is on the July 20th. Sounds retarded.
Oh, I'll add it to the calendar on my phone.
How does that work? Speaking of phones, I really need a contact picture for Carrie. Well, I just want a photo of her, but still. Carrie, can I take a photo of you for your contact picture?
What?
Oh, it's not for anything sexual, but Carrie looks shocked at my statement and moves herself back slightly, but it doesn't stop me from bringing my phone up and taking a shot. Her expression in the photo isn't a happy one, but she still looks pretty cute. I'll keep it.
I don't like having my photo taken.
Oh, come on, you look good in it. Turning my phone screen to face Carrie, I show her the photo. She's still pretty. Oh, I dropped my extra gum packets. Okay, turning my phone screen to face Carrie, I show her the photo. She still doesn't look particularly happy about it, but I don't think she's angry.
Alright, I'll let you keep it.
Damn, she looks pretty neat.
But only because it's you.
Oh, yay! Her statement takes me aback. Carrie herself seems pretty composed about it. A bit about. Blushing slightly. What does that mean? Albeit. Anyway, is there anything else you'd like to do?
Anything else? I'm not sure.
She's actually like getting more confident speaking
Have
to
you got
Seika
any
now.
ideas?
Well, I asked her once since I couldn't really come up with anything myself. But with a bit of thought, it shouldn't be that hard to find something to do. Have a look around town or go home. Oh, just have a look around town. Have more fun. Get a relationship going. How about we have a look around town for a bit? I wouldn't want to go home early. Carrie nods her head in agreement, making her reddened cheeks more noticeable.
Me neither.
We walk together, heading away from the library without a sense of direction. We end up somewhere. Both of us just want to spend more time with the other. Carrie braids rest over her shoulders, brushing against her body as each luxuriant strand gleams in the sunlight. It is a nice sight, but I do wonder what she would look like with her hair down. I feel like she gets abused at home for some reason. That's why she doesn't have any friends and everything, you know what I mean? Or maybe she's bullied, I don't know, I feel sorry for her. I feel like something bad has happened to her in the past. Time flows forward as Carrie and I wander around the town together at a temperate pace. We look within the windows of stores and occasionally make comments on what we see. Carrie slows to a halt as we stroll by another store. This is the first store that has gotten her this mesmerized, so I turn to face the store as well. A music store? Carrie stares at the building as if enchanted by its aura. By the looks of it, it's been here quite a while. It has a traditional sign and printed glass which has worn over the years. Beyond the glass, though, is the thing I can only assume Carrie is fascinated by. She takes steps towards the window, closing herself in on it. Her palms meet the glass as she touches the window, almost in awe. Behind it sits a large, gold-trimmed harp, with polish on the wood mirrors. Carrie's enthralled face as it stands before us, grandiosely staring back at her. I think that means something grand or something. You can play the harp, can't you? Carrie moves her face away from the glass, turning to face me whilst still maintaining her upbeat expression, one of a pure happiness.
I'm glad you remember. But I wasn't looking at the harp.
Oh, what? You weren't?
No, that gramophone on the level below it. I've never seen one before.
To think she was just enthralled by a piece of outdated technology, when there is the best looking harp I have ever seen sitting right before her. I'm not going to blame her for it though.
The harp I own, it's much grander than that one.
Also, she's like rich, but then her parents don't show her any love. How rich is that girl? Sure, you need money to get into our school, but a harp like that bound to cost thousands. Kara and I turn around. with her seemingly satisfied with the amount of gramophone exposure she has received. A brief glance at my watch tells me it's getting pretty late. Despite wanting to stay with Carrie for longer, I wouldn't want to worry my parents either. If my dad calls me, he might ask to speak to her if he can tell she's there. Carrie, it's getting pretty late. Shall we head home?
Okay.
Or the dad might think he's off doing with the girl. Oh my god, that'd be funny. With that, the two of us walked together, the same station we arrived at. Carrie seems as happy as I am about this trip, with her lips still curled softly into a smile as the setting sun shines upon her. Alright. The sky is noticeably darker than before as we walk through the street where we first met. Today certainly was enjoyable, both of us finding satisfaction just by being with each other. Carrie looks at me with a blush. My guess is that she's probably going to ask me something.
Would you like to come to my house for dinner?
Oh, I don't mind. She's invited me to her house? That's a pretty bold thing to ask. Technically, we did just go on a date, but in reality, it was more of a trip to the library as friends. This though, I don't know what to say. Carrie probably doesn't realise it's forwardness herself. That or I am overcomplicating it. Is having dinner at a house really such an abstract concept to me? Oh, whoops. Either way, I just can't go over there without asking my parents first. Pulling out my phone, I give Carrie my answer. Sure, let me just tell my parents where I'll be. Carrie gives me a nod as I wait for someone to pick up on the other end of the line. My house isn't even that far from here, so I could have just walked in and told them. This though is easier, despite it costing money. Hello? Expectantly, my sister answers in the place of either my father or father. Mother or father. Sis, where's mom and dad? They've gone out for dinner. They never told me anything about that. Well, will you be fine on your own? I'll be out for a bit too. Yeah, I'll get to play my music extra loud. Just don't disturb the neighbors, okay? Don't worry, I won't tell. I'll tell mom and dad that you've gone somewhere with a girl, okay? She ends her sentence with a laugh, even though I really am going somewhere with a girl. Alright, whatever, I'll see you later. Sure. She hangs up before I can, leaving me holding my phone next to my ear, listening to the silence. The warmth on my pocket greets my hand as I put her away, turning to face Carrie, who is still observing me intently. Shall we go then?
Sure. I'll lead the way.
Oh my god. The cool late evening brushes my bemused face. Carrie and I idle outside her house, a rather plain and generic building. The thoughts of her living in an elaborate mansion dissipate from my mind. The building is nothing short of a nice house. I just expected that it would be fancier.
Should we go inside?
That's a massive house, man. I gotta say that. Carrie calls out to me from my side, giving the signal that she's ready to go in. She's composed, a contrast with her prior shyness, though the bloom of red on her cheeks is still all too apparent. It's a thing that will always suit her. Certainly, our shoes meet the ground in unison, her taking a step forward into a place she's accustomed to, me, however, walking to a new experience, something cherishable. I've been to people's house plenty of times, just not any girls. Standing before the door, a thought flutters into my head whilst Carrie's fingers wrap around its silver handle. Coming here, I'm about to meet her family, aren't I? Did she even tell them that she planned on inviting me over? If so, I would have done a lot more to make myself look more impressionable. Caressing the handle lightly, Carrie tosses her key delicately and pulls it down. The warmth from the inside soon meets us bit by bit. The door opens. Carrie taking the first step through, escorting me in. I'm gonna save it here. I'm having trouble reading a bit for some reason.
We're here.
I feel like a kindergarten trying to read. Carrie's smile is one of many treats I've been given today. She plays with her hair, her eyes directed towards me, anticipating a response. Now that we are under a brighter light, I can see her face much more clearly. I still can't get enough of it. Despite being lost for words, one thing does make out of my mouth. You look pretty cute. Okay, that's out of nowhere. Carrie is instantly taken aback, looking as if she's trying as hard as she can to muster up a response. Thank you, I made it myself. Oh, okay. A suited man appears out of the blue, startling slightly. It's natural, of course, him appearing, that is. Getting caught off guard like that isn't a virtue. This must be Carrie's father. The man, himself a foreigner like Carrie, carries a thick accent that differs from hers, via Welsh, but Carrie seems to be a lot more understandable. At least, when she does speak, for the majority of the time her sentences are broken to pieces as she stumbles around her words. A hindrance, but a fairly cute one at that. Her father's voice, however, is grittier and gravely. It's not as stereotypical as the accent is portrayed as, by far, but hearing him speak Japanese would probably mortify me. Luckily enough, we're all used to speaking English. You must be that friend Carrie had told me about. She was really keen on having you over. I don't know what voice this guy has, and it's probably some deep Spanish voice. Carrie blushes at her father's statement. It's not like Carrie to bring me here on a whim, so I wasn't wrong in guessing that she had planned this evening in advance. Yes, it's nice to meet you, Mr. Earwood. My pleasure. I'm glad you're getting along so well with my daughter. It's understandable that he is. After what Carrie had told me, she had never made any friends during her stay at her school. Being a parent and seeing that would leave anyone concerned, but the opposite is true as well. Knowing your daughter's first true friend, there is a guy, has probably left him having a couple of questions. Even though he seems fairly friendly, I wouldn't blame him if he had any suspicions. One thing that is quite odd is the absence of Carrie's mother. Not that she couldn't be in work, it's just that Carrie hadn't brought her up. She never talked much about her father either. It's a nice thing to meet her family. In a way, I am learning more about Carrie herself than anything. Her experiences and those close to her. I guess her family is all she has when outside of school, at least until I came along. I still feel inclined asking where her mother is. It's weird, but my mind can't help ruminate over her. Carrie herself must have an attractive mother to turn out the way she is, though. I wouldn't tell her that. I'm not an expert in genetics either. Well, I can't help it. She's a really interesting person. A nice one too. Gary reddens at my statement. At this point, anything I could say about her would make her blush. Not only because of her timidness, there's nothing negative to say either. I'm glad you think so. I'll go ahead and set the table. Make yourself feel at home. Though don't make it your home. I don't expect you to pay rent otherwise. His jokes is lost on me, but I still draw a smile on my face as to act polite and feign a response. Carrie herself seemed pretty amused by the joke, covering her mouth to seal her faint but girlish giggles. I guess dad jokes are only effective when they're actually coming from your father. Mine acts like one big joke himself half the time. Oh, that's not good to say. That's not nice to say. Mr. Earwood leads the pair of us standing by the doorway, giving me the chance moment to converse with Carrie in private. I wanted to ask about her mother, though whether I should is a questionable act itself. I don't think I should. It's not. What if her mother is like passed away or something happened or illness? Don't want to remind her of a trauma or some shit. Hesitation catches me, reeling me in like a fish. Carrie stands bemused, looking towards me as always. Her soft cheeks have lost their rosy colour from moments ago. However, she still timidly fusses with her hair as the light above shines down upon her.
Shall we sit?
Oh my god, that is a lot of reading.
My father's a great cook.
I'm not that interested in her father's cooking. I didn't come here for that. I came here to spend more time with her, so her offer is still more than tempting. Yes, I think that's a good idea, Carrie. The dining room is spacious. The wall is plastered with Western decor and sports memorabilia. I don't know. The table, mahogany, makes itself distinct as light reflects off its polished finish. It looks expensive, topped with various plates and cutlery, more than ready to present whatever is on the menu today. Carrie's father had never told us what it was that we are having.
We like to keep touch with our heritage. outside. We try our best to adapt, though.
Carrie must have caught me gazing around the room. Several photos of sport teams lined the walls, possibly rugby by the looks of it. I'm sure it's a national sport. She must have had a hard time adapting to a new country, though I'm not sure how long she's been there. I'll refrain from asking. Now's the time to savor the moment with her. I can understand, connecting with your heritage is an important thing. The only reason I go to school is to do just that. My mother made me. Come to think of it, I've never told Carrie about me being half English.
Your heritage. You're only half Japanese, aren't you?
I don't look like the typical Japanese male by any sense, so it was only reasonable that she would conclude that. I'm half English, though. I've never actually been there. Born and raised in Japan.
Interesting. Your English is pretty good.
Yeah, it's my English. Well, my father made me learn it every day. Even though he's Japanese, I'm sure he thinks he's English though. He only reads and publishes books in English. He even married an English woman. I'm sure he would have moved if his company needed someone to act as a foreign representative. Thanks. My English is dying from all this reading. Carrie giggles at my awkward response, with the two of us sitting down at the table together. And an act I'd never have expected to be doing with her, not even a week ago. Things have gone by so fast, it's unreal.
You know, I enjoy spending time with you.
You know what, tonight they're gonna do it, man. They're gonna kiss.
I didn't have anyone to speak to like this before.
Oh, I feel bad
This week
for her.
has been fun. Thank you.
Carrie unexpectedly gives me her gratitude, stifling me slightly as her words cause my face to go red. At least I'll assume it is. I can't really tell. Inside, I am blushing though. A blush caused by Carrie, when it's usually me who makes her blush. Still, her boldness isn't lost on me. In a social sense at least, Carrie is trying to her hardest tonight to make me feel welcomed. She's probably savouring the moment herself. I'll take the initiative and thank her. My pleasure, I've enjoyed it. Carrie herself blushes, though I feel as if it's more of an appreciative one rather than one of the embarrassment or shyness. One with more importance to it. Mr. Elwood, Carrie's father, walks back into the room carrying a plate in each hand, both of them topped with the same meal. Beef, diced potatoes, and a selection of vegetables, all topped with gravy, even though neither of us asked for any. After a long but undoubtedly enjoyable day out with Carrie, I find myself craving a nice meal. Maybe it's just the smell, but it's certainly something I can appreciate. This entire day has led me to find myself closer to Carrie. With her closer to me, she wouldn't have thanked me for being her friend otherwise. Nobody else has done that, though I've never had many friends myself either. Moving schools would usually worsen my situation, though I found myself meeting Carrie from doing so. There are no complaints. The three of us begin on our meals, quieting down to focus on our own plates. The taste matches the smell. The rich beef complements the soft potatoes as the two amalgamate on my taste buds. So, I bet you are wondering how Welsh a family came to Japan then. I wasn't, but avoiding this dining table talk wouldn't make me look good to Carrie's father. I hear that getting a work permit is pretty hard, so getting permanent residence must have been quite a feat. Oh, trust me, I was supposed to be only here for a few years as an engineer, though I just found myself linking the place, so I decided to stay. It seems like he has a well-paying job, so if he can afford to migrate here and send Carrie to our school, he seems like a pretty nice guy, to be honest. Hopefully he thinks the same of me, to an extent anyway. Being the guy his daughter had just dragged home, I wouldn't want him to dislike me. More so since his daughter is Carrie, making a bad impression is an option. Just as I'm about to finish my meal, the sound of ringing chimes through the walls from another room. A phone call. Excuse me, let me just take this. Mr. Elwood rises from his seat, leaving me and Carrie alone to ourselves once again. It would be a rude thing to say that I am glad he is gone, but it's only because I get to spend extra time with Carrie, alone that is. Carrie remained silent next to me. Much to my displeasure, I thought it would be easy to come up with a topic to talk about, but right now Carrie seemed disinterested in my presence. A sad look coats her face, despite its beauty, if I could call it that. The fact that her expression has shifted from a once happy and content one to one of desolation is making me concerned. The cause of Carrie's dejection is soon apparent. Through the walls flows the sound of Carrie's father, a sound of anger. I try to make out of some words. Why is it my fault? You're the one that decided to ruin everything. We have a daughter, you know, but have you ever taken her thoughts into consideration? My own mood plummets, taking one word after another. This is the reason that Carrie's mother isn't here. The relationship between her parents has been crumbling before her. By the sounds of it, I really don't want to get myself caught up in this. I'm irresponsible, says the one who decided to get so shit-faced and pounded by their ex. Oh my god. The evening should not have gone in this direction. Carrie's father is probably kicking himself now that the table had been disrupted. It's not very impressionable to argue with your wife in front of guests. I won't blame him for getting carried away. Feeling a tug on my arm, I see Carrie's slender fingers grasping my sleeve as she gently pulls on it, still carrying that same sad expression, the one that hurts me. I don't want to see her like this. However, what is going on between her parents concern me. I don't want Carrie to experience the sadness behind that face of hers. Would listening for a bit really hurt? It's none of my business, but my heart is on fire. Go with Carrie immediately. Continue. Should I butt in or go with Carrie? Butt in or go with Carrie? Come on, guys. This is like a big choice right now. I have a feeling this is a big choice. You know, just continue. Carrie stands up without me and leaves the dining room, leaving me sitting alone by myself. Did I upset her? Hopefully not. This sort of behavior is really unusual for her though. I can understand where it's coming from. Raised voices turn to shout as I continue listening to Carrie's father on the phone. This level of aggression between her parents is undoubtedly concerning. I think I've heard enough. I raise myself from the chair, leaving nothing but a clean plate before me. Now I need to find where Carrie has gone. It shouldn't be too hard to find her. Walking to the hall, I find Carrie standing against the wall with her head in her hands. I wouldn't want to see her expression. I know it's not a good one. Despite this, I really want to address this issue. I can't leave this house knowing that there is something wrong in Carrie's life. Even if I can't do anything to help, all I want to do is be there for her. Carrie? Upon my words, Carrie brings herself closer, her feet firmly in my direction. She turns to face me, finally allowing me to see the woeful expression on her face.
Please, forget what you heard tonight.
But Carrie...
I don't want you to get involved.
Eyes sharpen. Her expression turns to a stern one. Is she angry that I continue listening to her father? Oh, no. I'm going back. Sorry, guys. Just go with Carrie. Carrie continues to pull up on my sleeve. Okay. I rest my hand upon hers and I give her a nod, after which she stands with me and the pair of us leaving the dining room for the lounge. I thought he was just gonna sneak up on the vibe and listen, not just stand there and eat all his dinner. Coming to a standstill, Carrie turns towards me as we both remain still in the center of the room. Nothing but a small lamp illuminates the space around us, giving Carrie's sad, melancholic face an orange tint as she looks towards me.
Please, forget about what you heard tonight. I didn't want to get you involved in all this.
Carrie still looks towards me with those woeful feelings deep within her eyes. Seeing her like this is really upsetting. Did the father just said it's your fault for letting your ex pound him? Something happened, I don't know, probably the wife cheated on him or something. That's why. What we've gone through the past several days mean a lot to me. I'll do anything I can to make her happy. Anything I can do to make her happy. Even if I can't resolve the issue. Carrie, I don't want to see you like this. Please, if there's anything I can do for you.
Please, just stop!
Oh, what did I do? Carrie's voice is sharp, as if it is tainted with anger.
It's complicated. I didn't mean to get angry. It's just her.
her mother. Carrie resents her mother. This woman must have caused her so much stress. This process is painful for everyone, but seeing someone go through this, it's something I can't stand. I want to be there for her. Carrie, you're an important friend to me.
Really?
Yes, really.
Okay. I'll tell you. You're
Okay.
an important friend to me too. Follow me.
A future wife, maybe. Could be a future wife for him. Carrie leads me out of the lounge, without giving me a clue as to where it is she's taking me. Clearly she wants me to know more. She wants me to be there for her. Knowing that my words reached her, it makes me more than happy. Okay, so this was the correct path. I want to get a good path in one go. Carrie, a person I have grown to enjoy the company of, is leading me higher towards the upper floor of a house. Our relationship has blossomed unexpectedly, flowering a friendship, both of us cherished with nothing but pure passion. I can only assume she's leading me to her bedroom. An action which would be typically suitable for this situation is for me to get flustered, overcomplicating things by assuming the most raunchy and far-off situation. She wants to talk though. That I can't tell from what we were subject to downstairs. It's obvious that she wants to distress her. Carrie leads from in front, forcing me to divert my head in an act of politeness as to not look up her skirt. She can't see me anyway. She wouldn't know if I did. Now is not the time for that though.
This way.
Her voice is firm, as if she has found something inside of her that is pushing her forward, giving her the courage to speak. Inside though, she must be nervous. The entire situation between her mother and father wouldn't be something she could easily talk about. I trace Carrie's footsteps with my own as we walk down the hall towards her room. Her body is rigid, filled with a composure of sorts. I can't imagine how long she must have waited for this moment, to be able to tell someone, outside of her family circle, what her life has been like. As an unsettled relationship between her parents, her absence from school, and experienced pure loneliness, all of that must have accumulated into an emotion of anger and misery, one of sadness. In a way, I'm glad I found her, though I can't be the one to solve her problems. I want to help her. We walk into a room, painted in beige. Carrie goes forward and starts to undo her braids, slowly letting her silky hair fall down straight. A way I've never seen it. Something different. I prefer with her braids, but maybe that's just because it's how I'm used to seeing her. She still looks beautiful either way. Oh my god. Carrie rests her glasses on the nightstand. Then, taking a seat on a bed, her pink, love heart, embellished beddings give her a girlish vibe. I still feel as if they suit her. She herself holds a downcast expression, the smooth skin of her hands clutching her knees tightly. It'd be a cute pose if she wasn't plagued by the sorrows of her past, no matter how recent they may be. Dude, come on man, not now. Although saying that, a thin gap between her thighs is visible, leaving her underwear within view. I tried to avoid it earlier, but as Carrie starts talking, it would be rude of me to look away from her.
Thank you.
For what? It seemed out of the place to me to ask. Carrie must have a lot on her mind. Carrie must have a lot on her mind. She must want to say. Though I'm confused by her gratitude. She thanks me a lot, too often maybe. But this time, there is surely more of an important meaning behind it.
For offering to help. It really made me happy.
And isn't that what a friend should do?
Friends. That's
But sometimes you shouldn't get involved too much, even if they're your friends.
You're important.
Unless they're
to me.
really good friends, then you get involved. Carrie goes on, letting her emotion flow out from within.
When we first met, I was nervous. It wasn't even that long ago.
Well,
Do you know why? Why I held myself back?
I don't know. No, but surely you can see that you've improved. You can talk to me fairly easily now.
It's still there. On the inside. The lack of self-confidence. Even with strangers.
Oh, is it because... Oh, wait.